constructively build shipyards to help out. Okay, Tagalog is one. Chester, not Rumden, we're going to convert it soon. I guess Glamorgan and Dorset will have to do. Because I do need that force limit. If not now, then later. How you feeling, Ottomans? You're not so keen on fighting me, are you? That aggressive expansion reduction could be useful. Depends if I can actually aggressively expand. I got the Ming under lock and key here, but it's not causing enough devastation, sadly. Ugh, Manchu getting all this back is a real pain. Because this is the war for Jinju, and he's going to get it back and start getting war score on me. In fact, he did just get it back. Bah, humbug. Well, he'll get a touch of war score, lucky him, but that's as far as his luck goes. There's something to be said for not paying for my army right now, since I'm not actually fighting any battles. Nor do I have any revolts that are coming. I don't really count the, whoever those guys are. Who would? May I suggest taking the Manchu provinces in Japan? You may certainly suggest that. Good, our ships are mostly spick and spam there. You're still lacking a galley over there. I'm not facing that much of a deficit in sailors right now. Probably because my heavies aren't out and about. Or oot and about. Alright, just blockade this guy as much as humanly possible. I wonder if I'm making decent money off of this. There we go, spoils of war, always a good one. Ottoman's clearly not wanting peace anytime soon, and they're the ones I have the war score with, not Ming. Hampshire's done. Rumden, you're next. It'll cost a lot of money, but only take 13 months, and that is worth it to not have Rumden eat into my religious unity as much as it is right now. In fact, I can speed it up further by saying have some more missionary strength. I actually think that'll cost me more than less, but we did it anyway. Alright, Ming, what'll it be? Does cost me sailors, but at least Ming is under our, well, naval control at least. I'm very slowly annexing Yamana, fortunately, because, oh no, Green Gauges is down and out. Green Gauges is our key to getting around quickly here. And now we do have our governor here, but I could do with an actual new admiral. Well, he'll have to do for now. Do we have somebody over here? Yeah, we lost both of our good ones. I need somebody over here because you're taking care of the Ming fleet, and I can be jumped on. You will get as soon as I can. You're fully repaired up, so go and join this, please. Oh my! Look who's trying to be the big guy. Manchu wants to blockade now. Fair enough. I'll never win, but fair enough. We'll get these ships together here, because you'll probably be what slaughters the Manchu fleet. Oh, it's all going on. Yank Sea Delta, right, he did decide to fight me, and unfortunately we lost our awesome admiral. What did he throw at me, though? He threw everything he got, including all those galleys and his flagship. I'm probably going to face quite a few losses on my heavy fleet here. And it should be galleys that I use here, not heavies. Because he can throw galleys at me and do much more damage. He's also popping out here, but he will not win that. I mean, just look at it. It's lights and transports against transports. It's 23 against 9. 23 constantly firing it. Why am I taking morale damage here? I didn't come here to lose my heavies, but looks like I'm losing... Oh, that's his. Ooh, Chings, these heavy ships are taking a thrashing. A big thrashing. He keeps throwing what he can at me here. Don't want to throw my everything against him like this, but I should do what I can against him. Ming flagship down again. It's a shame, I could have done with a big collection of Asian flagships here. This is all on me. I should not be throwing throwing heavies against galleys on an inland sea, but throw I do. And it's just causing me to lose a whole bunch of them. Because the heavies go up first, because they're the biggest ones and they're the ones that take all the damage. I need to throw away what's expendable, not what's not. So heavy ships get back for repairs. Jeju does as well as any other. We'll keep the bulk of our galleys here. Why do I have transports? Did I steal these transports? Maybe, but maybe not. No, I don't think I did. These transports were helping out with the blockade, which is fine. But if I'm going to keep him in check, it needs to be with galleys. It can't be with not galleys. That's just getting too costly, too fast. Korea's a vassal? Yeah, I diplomatically vassalized Korea when they had just that island. The whole amazing plan was to get that, get their mainland back for them, but no. I was chased out of Manchu by the Ming. The same Ming who's not willing to have peace anytime soon. It'll be very hard to peace out the Ming. And it's going to keep me in some unpleasant battles. Speaking of unpleasant, I don't really want to fight 31 transports there. But I'm probably going to have to. I mean, I could reinforce with you. Huh, wow, Zulfkar is actually there. You know what, let's not reinforce that defeat, because those guys will get defeated. Even if it's against such crummy units. Well, actually, maybe not. It's just morale that's hurting. Yeah, but morale is hurting really badly for them. There we go, another loss for the Ottoman, but it's also a loss for me. Like, I don't come out of this unscathed. I lose ships, I lose sailors, and it costs me money. And none of that I'm particularly fond of. See if you can get over there and crush them. Maybe maybe by doing this I can take out that paltry fleet of theirs. But yeah, I do... Oh god, I'm going way over force limit here, which isn't good. And it is costing me the big bucks. And this is with my reduced army investment. With it, I'd be in the big red. And I don't like the big red. Not at all. Oh well, we do what we can, for we must. Okay, I don't recall sending you in, but you went in. Okay, and you sent them back to Rhodes. Well, what I could do is actually siege down Rhodes and get those guys out and scupper them, but that doesn't seem like a good investment of my anything. Really, I just want this war done, but I'm in it for the long haul if I want to actually get a favourable peace deal. So what I should be looking towards is how to deal with Britain here. And I do want to chomp on Britain, especially while I have a careful ruler. I have plenty of units to crush him, I'm quite certain of that. What I'm not so certain of is where are all of his everything. If I get a boat over here, I'll see what's going on in Desmond. Otherwise, I have views on all of his provinces except for Leicestershire. So I don't need to do much else with my boats. Is that Ming building boats all along its coast. Sure looks like it. Not great boats though, not galleys and not heavies, but enough to make me a little worried, because I can't repair that quickly. But I can throw enough boats over here to keep his main fleet at B. Tell you what, on your way there, why don't you crush the Manchurian fleet so they don't get any funny ideas? I can't give you any... Well, no, I could give you somebody alright. Let's get ourselves a fresh new admiral. Let's get Mardy Mole on the case. You ever wonder where I get the names from? It's people who support on Patreon. I throw their names into a leader name pool that I use for just such an occasion. Alright, he's running away in time, but we'll have you reinforce. Which means... Alright, you get back here then. It's much I'd like to do, but I have many investments across the world here. I can't support all of them. Whew. Don't like leaving a chunk of his land unblockaded. But I also don't like spending so much more money on fleets that I can't afford. Well, I guess needs must. Where can I cut back on expenditure here? Do I have too many transports, for example? I don't think so. I got one big one over there and one big one over here. Nah. And the frigates actually make me money, so I don't want to get rid of them. Okay, so almost all of the British army is over here. I can just keep them there, take over this, and then deal with them in due time. As long as I don't let them transport over, we're all good. So we trade places like so. You protect the strait, you protect them from getting picked up by anybody. Low on cash, more pirate boats will solve that. Actually, more piracy in general will solve that. I haven't been doing my raiding lately, so I suspect there are a lot of places just dying to be raided. For example, it looks like I haven't done my rounds on Denmark for a while. So, what say you? I don't think there's much going on right now, so let's just roll in the dosh, roll in the sailors, and everybody will be happy, especially me. Suo is blockaded. Okay, that's not a big deal. It would be a big deal if they were actually navally invading me here. I wish we had a thing for that. You know, actual warning that pops up going, you are being navally invaded, because it's free information on the map, it's just hard to keep an eye on everything. This is good, this helps replenish the sailors I've been losing through this tragic war. Where, let's not forget, I'm not the aggressor here. Does raiding have to be manual? This actual raiding of coastline is manual. Part of me would prefer if it were not. All of me would prefer if it were not. As soon as you start doing it on a large scale, it becomes a bit of a pain. But if it's just like the starting of the game, then it's not so bad. I'm not spending to contain influenza. Hello, GB. Ditmarshen's involved as well. It's probably worth thinking about. For lesser men, but not for me. Ooh, the only claim I have on is Derby. I should have been claiming more off of this sucker. Derby I do want, the rest of them I'll just take Irish provinces. But, how do we do this now? Yeah, I just go, give it to me. Taking all of this. The British have a colony to help them out. Did it say British Finland? It did. Oh my, they're over there. I don't think there's anything to worry about if they do make some moves here, whoop-de-doo. But what I'm here to do is take Britain proper, and I think that's the bulk of his army, if not all of his army. Yeah, maybe he has a few more hiding here and there, but I know that the only place he could conceivably be hiding an army is down his leggies in Leicestershire. So that's good enough. No, hang on, I didn't think about Norfolk, did I? There you go. And of course Ditmarshen get involved. Ditmarshen have 2 heavies. Not worth thinking about, but I'm about to go and crush them with Marty Mole. Using only lights, because that's how we roll. Nice heavy, Ditmarshen. Heh, even stole his boats. Let's raid him just for fun as well. Yeah, I think the Brits are 200% stuck in Ireland. What a tragic fate for any Briton. Army leggy jokes, really? Says Tanku49. I gotta keep myself amused throughout all of this. These are long streams, you know. So he's gonna try sieging up Ireland. He's gonna succeed as well, but I'm not too worried about that. Alright, good job. Alright, you were up there because I wanted to raid and I'd completely forgotten about it. Meaning I'd missed a couple of provinces. I'll probably miss them again, but I want to keep an eye on GB here. Taking on a few more of them over in Ditmarshen. Whilst we raid the coasts. Merrily we go. And that's actually everything he has to offer. Once we're done with that, we'll move on to Ireland as well. Should not be a big deal. York, yes. Commentary, yes. All part of the plan, and that's all raided. Wonderful. Once that's done, should take about a month, we'll make our move. The Ottomans seem awfully scared to make a move. But boy, do they really want Naxos, it seems. You know, if I could just quickly get Biga and Kokheli, I would not keep them stuck because they have access through... No, that's not Austria, that's Chernigov. Which they do not have access through. Yeah, they might get access. What I'm thinking is if I jump down on Biga and Kokheli and occupy them both, they're both fortless, I would keep all of this Ottoman army stuck over here. The Ottomans have 100, 200, 300,000. 1, 2, potentially 300,000. It's not unthinkable, but probably wouldn't work out to my massive benefit either, unfortunately. Alright, there you go. Get back to Naxos, please. You're costing me an arm and a leg of sailors just by being there. Off topic, but are you still itching to do DDR stream this weekend, or is the urge past, by the way? DDR video is no longer blocked. I'm glad it's no longer blocked. As for will I do DDR, I imagine most of today is going to be EU4, which will not leave me with DDR time or energy. Oh nice, Rondon done expertly and quickly. Let's try to remember to change this in January next year. But we have plenty of conversion power, so what's left to do? Yeah, I reckon we will do Glamorgan, it won't take very long. Gotta squeeze everything I can out of that coal when it comes in 40 years. Also, Norfolk only need cannons to destroy them. Cowardly force of GB, cowardly force of 2 heavies is still more than not 2 heavies, so let's help them out a bit. As if it was needed. These heavies are actually not at all needed. Then again, I will want a blockade on Desmond to make taking it easier. It's all mine. Yeah, those Ditmarshenis really want to take me down, but that's not going to work out very well for them. The French coastline looks suspiciously unraided to me. let's change that. I mean, the French won't like it, but it's not about what the French like. It's about what I like from the French. Wonder how much of this I can actually do. 1, 2. And it's not been done, so let's do it. Meanwhile, I watch the occupations roll in for England. Now, the French don't like me doing this. I mean, I am stealing from their coastline and, well, abducting people on top of that, which they're probably not a big fan of. But the point is, I like it. Let's get our people in position for crossing over to the savagery of Ireland. The French don't like many things. We've got that going for us. Alright, the British Portiti are now helping out. I'm not really scared of the British. Once I capture the capital and crush their army, they're really not going to throw anything at me. Not that I could imagine. You seem oddly keen on fighting me here, don't you? If I have you under full blockade, what do you think about that? Probably not a whole lot, because you keep fighting me over it. Good grief, I am not happy with the situation here, but I guess my happiness isn't really a factor in it all. Go and crush those Manchurians, please. You can use Marty Mole for it. The French don't like it, sound like it's not your problem. I wish, but people not liking what I do has been a large part of the entire problem in this campaign. Alright, there we go. That takes care of almost all of the accursed Manchurian fleet. Oh, I stole a heavy off of them. And it wasn't a Carrack. That's nice, because I faced quite a few heavy losses across all this. Should have made this the fight for Suo, but I thought that it's a reverse situation. I thought I'd easily handle the mainland whilst they're stuck in Japan. But nope, I easily handle Japan, and Ming sticks me out of the mainland. These guys should be able to take on our friends over here, no problem. 254, Bold Fighter. That's not good. We need Klimpy to help out with that. We'll use fire against their shock, because the fire phase, as you all know, comes first. Still want to take more land off of Pasai. Still really want to take more land off of Pasai. Just so much land I want to take, but seldom do I have the opportunity. I don't want to run into the woods there, but it's almost all woods here. So I either work my way with Desmond or... I'll take Silgo back first, and I'll crush the British at their own game. They have 4 maneuver, though. Norfolk's down. I guess I could reinforce with extra cannons if I really wanted to. Yeah, 4 cannons would actually help on that. If I felt the hunger. Oh, James, look who's back! Would the Manchurians just please sod off? This is mostly okay, except the Ottomans still have far too much of a fleet for me to be overly comfortable with. Good job, Marty. Is that the end of them? No, there are always more of them, because I'm not keeping the Manchu under full blockade these days. Don't really have the navy with which to do so, because my navy is currently keeping Ming under blockade in a desperate attempt to have more war score against, well, really against the Ottomans. White piecing out Ming separately is nice and all, but the real thing I want is that big sack of money from the Ottomans. Still, white piecing Ming allows me to accelerate the war with Manchu, but it's still like 3 years away. Ally in a war is a powerful one. Anybody see the British Navy? Because I didn't. Hope I didn't get too many bad ships there. Some early frigates. We'll survive. Okay, well, we're eyeing up the British, and it's not even a river crossing penalty to hit him, so We'll bring in our cannons so I minimise my own losses here and take him down. Is Desmond their only fort? Yeah, I stripped them of their other forts. And let's actually look at this, because yes, I want Derby. It gives me full vision on him and gets me that coal. Otherwise, I really want to take Irish provinces. Hell, I could take all of Ireland if I didn't think it would cause coalition fun with, say, France. But taking all of Ireland isn't too bad. It's just these inland provinces don't mean anything to me. And if it's a bit... well, actually, that's not a bad deal, this. I can wait out 2 years to keep France off my back. Hell, just 1 year, I get good aggressive expansion reduction. What's France going to do? Join the coalition against me? Fight me? We all laugh at this idea of France, because they're getting blasted by Burgundy here. But when it comes to navies, France have 26 heavies, which I'd rather not have thrown into my troubles, because I can only dedicate about 9 heavies to this front. And that's me stripping all the heavies away from the Ottoman fun. Tunisians are having a good laugh raiding me, how dare they. Tell you what, Ottomans, you know what we haven't done in quite some time? Enjoyed a good bit of raiding. How about you give me all your money, all your sailors, and just generally everything you have? That would be pretty fun, don't you think? I do think. How about Alexandria? No, they got good anti-piracy protection. I don't put enough effort into crushing them there. Let's go and raid up at the Gulf of Varna as well. If there's raiding to be done, I'll be the man to do it. Somebody says, ooh, the Netherlands. Well, Gelra is making short work of the Netherlands. Probably because they have Burgundy backing them up. The situation here is really exciting to me. Italy, France, Spain, and Burgundy coexisting is a strange but exciting mix. Transoxania is going to attack Sind. Wasn't Transoxania getting the business end of the Ming boomstick? I'm amazed they're still around to tell the tale. Nice to see good old Jake this early. Yeah, I just really wanted to spend pretty much all of the day that I can playing this game because I just want to. And that's all that matters. Alright, Britain, we're tit for tat in terms of tech. But for some reason I far outdo you in terms of morale. Why is that? Power projection, my army tradition is through the roof for some odd reason. Fervent focus on war won't be enough to save you. I've got an advisor, power projection, and my prestige is high, whereas yours is low. And I have so many cannons on the back row. I can't emphasize enough how important cannons are once you pass Miltech 13. They attack from the back row, they don't take damage themselves, and the fire phase comes first. So if you get a good first fire phase, they've got no good front row to attack you with. Dithmarshen's at it again, and they lose their boat for it. What a loser. Did someone say raid Dithmarshen? I think they said raid Dithmarshen. Somebody say raid the Netherlands? I think they said raid the Netherlands. So even though I'm not rolling amazingly, my cannons are absolutely blasting them. Also, welcome Gold Rush. Thank you kindly. Where are you guys going to run to? Where even can you run to? I thought you'd run to Desmond, so why would you go to Sligo? Unless you're going inland, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, whatever you're doing, let's take back this fort, please. And I don't want to pay for these muckle reinforcements, so let's just bungle you guys up. Now really, where the heck are they going? Got some incense and some lands we took, and oh my, they chose a bad place to run to. Those costs are a bit frightening, but I could really do with some cheaper dip tech for a while. That's if I think I'll even be able to tech up in the coming wee while, and I do think I will. So let's actually invest in a naval force and then cry at the increased costs. What have the British ever done to you, you genocidal baboon? How dare you call me a genocidal baboon? Let's send, let me think, all of our cannons over to Desmond, and the rest of you just kind of split up. After, of course, you merge yourselves together, because I don't want to pay for all these mercs. There we go. And all is well. I'll 10-1 the guys over in Cork, so there's no problem there. Good, we keep Ming under control. The only real downside is the Manchurian War that's not going to good places, and also the fact that I look very weak compared to all of my friends. Also, welcome revenge of a Madelon Mark II. I think I would do well to fold you into our friends at Privateer Constantinople, because there are a lot of them, and there's a ton of money to be made in Constantinople. Almost as much as Beijing, but Beijing's a bit of a sensitive target right now. So I'll get you in there, fold you in with that fleet, and that should vastly increase what we make there. Also, never forget to raid the Dutch. Apparently they make good smelly sailors. Let's get back to privateering. Get Lubeck, which I don't think we're doing right now. Nope, we'll get to it. Always get your 10-1s, folks. Bring 10 times their numbers, and splat. No damage to you, just victory. And what am I thinking here? 10,000 should be enough for all the bonus I need. I'll get the rest of you out of there, and that's the end of Britain. And I'll be able to take whatever I want from them. Do I want their money? Of course I want their money. Not sure if I can get 100% out of them though, so we'll weigh that up in due time. What's the fleet size and what's the force limit? The force limit is 695. We actually have 724. I should really be getting more shipyards, but I'm really running out of places that give me good return on building them. Hampshire, I suppose, but I don't reduce autonomy enough for this. It's a crying shame. Alright, feels safe enough for Tuwan to make the long and incredibly dangerous journey back to the Maritime Museum. Oh god, that's a suicidal route to take. Could you take a considerably safer route over here? Yeah, that's a better route to take. There shouldn't be any threats along the way, unless someone declares war upon me. And then from there, head up to Maritime. If you go the other way, you might get intercepted by a British colonial power. Also nice, getting good trade goods around here. Let's also celebrate by adding everyone we can into these trade companies. Where else have I actually sent my colonists to? We got you, but you're done. We got you, and I just added you. And we got you. Wonderful. As soon as I can, I want to get more here, so I'm in a good place to raid the Australian coastline. We have for a long time said that Australia is not an island for the purpose of this challenge. I'm starting to doubt myself on that because a lot of it is outside of raiding and potentially even privateer range for me. Yeah, privateering would be fine, but I don't like the idea of having this place I can't raid, and it would probably be nice just seeing Naxos along here, so I might go back on my word there. It's all arbitrary, so it doesn't matter. Jake has a schedule. Jake will have a schedule. Hey Jake, do you stream every day? I do not stream every day, and even when I go full-time on streaming, which I will, I don't think it'll be every day. Even I need a day off from streaming from time to time. Oh, crap! Crap! Remember when I said I'd send that boat over and he'd be safe? God dang. Right, I've had you guys here for a long time, and now I can't even disband you. You're just going to die. And I don't have the safety to simply move my troops around and destroy you. Besides, probably going to bring in some friends. And also, he has a good fleet. And my My boats here are in big trouble. Oh, that's a lot of trouble for my lights. They're gonna get scuppered and this guy's gonna die. Okay, well, reverse freaking course for you, Tuan. Ah, that is such a pain. That is such a big pain because the Ming is drinking up the bulk of my forces here. Speaking of bulk, I really unbulked on my forces given all this warfare. Man, Asia does not like me. Well, spares me the trouble of who I was going to fight down in Southeast Asia. The thing is, he's going to bring in his friends, and wow, he's not keen on peace anytime soon. And yeah, he's rebuilt his navy something fierce. And he'll probably bring in his allies. He'll certainly bring in Malacca, Langshan, I'm not so sure, and don't really... Well, they've got a big coastline. Damn it all to hell. This is not good for me. It's not good for my finances either. Who's he bring in? Malacca. At least it's just Malacca. Okay, and that was enough to make somebody feel like they want to attack me. That was just a Malaccan fleet up here. Let's bring our boats at least a bit closer together so I have less to worry on that front. Blockading the Ming is always fun, but he doesn't want peace anytime soon. We're getting there though, a couple of years and that'll be that. But I think a lot of these forces of mine are in grave trouble. And these islands of mine are under threat of occupation. It's going to be a lot like last time, except I already have the boats over here. There's not a lot of them, but they should be superior enough to crush the Pasai fleet. That's what I would say, but I think I brought like 18 before, and now I don't have 18. I have a feeling that I'm actually going to have to put Tuan to use. I don't like risking a trophy ship, but I only have 10 here. Man, I even scuppered heavies over here. That'll have to do, though. Dang. Just dang. I'd like to see Jake set up shop over here in America. America looks a bit funky. Okay, well, damn, the enemies certainly know I'm in a lot of wars and can't afford all this everything. We'll do what we can, for we must. Not afraid of that Yangtze Delta fight. Never was. Away that frigate goes. But these folks need to run as soon as they can, and that's going to be on the 27th, and I'm not sure many will survive until then. Ah, well, that was surprising. You actually made it. And you actually won. Okay, with that in mind, I'm going to move you folks over here, so that there are other... oh, right. What's going on? Did you just retreat to port? Treated you as retreating, which isn't good. Well, raid while you can. You folks, however, I would like you over here, please, if you can make it. I lost 6 boats, but that's better than losing pretty much everything else. And it'll be raid o'clock for these guys pretty soon. But I want to spare my pirate fleets and simply move my operations of piracy over to probably Zanzibar and maybe a bit more in Coromandel. Whatever works. They all got to be pirated one day or another. I have full faith that you'll eventually beat the challenge, but will there be a punishment if the game ends before you get more than 50%? I don't do punishment games that way. Punishment games are to add a stress to the 2 hours of hell and weekly one-shot challenges. I don't bring them over to other things. Just wouldn't be right. Not for me, at least. Okay, this is giving Ming too much freedom, but I can't afford much else. Alright, Desmond's down. I should be able to just peace out Britain here, except I can't. Barely. I mean, I could give up the inland stuff here that I don't really care about. Relative strength of alliance is minus 26. I think he's considering the fact that I'm at war with half the world right now, which is not very nice for me, but I do have him under occupation, so he will tire of this in due time. Bring you folks back, bring our heavies to shore. Hey, you guys are kind of free. I'm just going to dismiss you right now because you'll only die and cost me war score. In fact, I made those guys ages ago and never put them to use. They just collected a nice salary for absolutely no cost. Lucky buggers is what I call them. Manchu sure loves to keep me under lock and key here. Alright, I'll be able to do this to the British soon enough. Just give it a few months and they'll understand. What a grim situation I'm in right now, though. Can't use fort defense stuff here, sadly, and that's going to be some gold income they strip away from me too. Oh my. Okay, let's focus here. Try to focus at least. Heavies. What I would benefit from is, again, Piracy actually spread their troops out to take these islands. Then I crush their fleet. Their fleet remains scuppered. Their troops remain on the islands. Then I take their homeland and laugh at them as I enforce my peace deal. That is the war plan with Piracy. I would certainly benefit from a few more war galleons to make this plan come together better, but I can't build them here. I'd have to build them on my subject. I don't really want to, but I have 11 here. Let's make it 12, 13, 14, 15. That's good for a fleet engagement of 45. Sadly, many of your galleons are not war galleons. The difference is 20 more cannons and a lot more hull. But the upgrading is also expensive. Alright, let's keep you there and actually upgrade you all. The sailors go back to the sailor pool, so there's no big downside there, but I think it'll actually save me in terms of sailors and not losing my fleet. Alright, now I've added you to the... Oh damn, that's right. You guys are too scared to continue on with your privateering of Constantinople. On the plus side, Glamorgan is converted, religious unity is sky high. The only ones remaining are the accursed Japanese, but I don't want to do them anytime soon, so let's do the other accursed Japanese, my subject. Need to get Ming out of all of this, but they're a while away from all of this. Uh-oh. That looks like truce with Spain is almost up. And I have a slight suspicion that Spain won't be too happy with how I've been treating them lately. Let's get you folks back over here. I actually have too many cannons for you. Yeah, Spain's going to take one look at me, see that I'm stuck in 4 wars, and think now's my chance. Unless they're too in debt for that. I did leave Spain in a lot of debt. Yeah, they have 18 loans. Hopefully that's too many loans for them to go declaring wars against me, but they still might, and that will cause me a lot of problems. You guys are too scared to privateer Constantinople, so where else could you reasonably privateer for good money? Are you up for privateering Genoa? They are. Let's see how good they are at doing that. Meanwhile, I just get myself destroyed over here in Southeast Asia. That's okay. That's the price I'm willing to pay for all of this. I really want to crush Manchu though, and they're getting war score on me, rather than the other way around. That's pretty good. That is pretty decent dosh. Genoa making me 15 ducats a month. Thank you kindly. $50 boats, privateering Gujarat, are still not enough to even get 50% trade power. That's how expensive this campaign is going to be towards the end game, which is to say very. Alright Britain, it's been fun, but for some reason you still don't want peace because you think strength of alliances is in your favour. That's because I'm fighting all these big guys. Whoa, you go, big guy. I could white peace Ottomans, but it doesn't make sense to come out of them without a fat stack of dosh, so we'll get a fat stack of dosh out of them. But the Ming is a real concern. I want these guys to spread out among my islands here, because then I can pick them off. This is too much for me to take on. They're at Tech 21. For heaven's sake, I'm not at Tech 21, and that's a big one. I want to be, and I don't like hemorrhaging innovativeness for it all. But I should be able to get it real soon. I go away for another 10 minutes, he gets into another war. I'm only the aggressor in 2 of these wars, so we consider breaking the alliance between Ottomans and... Ah, crap. Portugal have decided that they want to attack me now. Portugal don't really have the heavies to take me on, but they're probably going to cause me some trouble in the New World. There's no easy way for me to take them on, from my perception. How am I doing in terms of leaders? 4 out of 5. Should probably go for 5 out of 5 and have an extra admiral available for duty. So who are we going to have? I think we're going to have Hadamir back again. Oh, Hadamir's excellent. Well, get down there and crush the Portuguese for king and country. Wherever they are. Oh man, how long until Spain join in the dog pile? It's the maximum number of wars you've ever been. Oh my days. Spain are going to declare war on us. Also, I don't fancy your chances there. Privateering Sevilla, are you? Tell you what, there are other trade nodes in the world. Why don't you help out privateering in safer places like Lubeck? Things the world really wants war with me. 80% war score with Britain, and it's not enough to get what I want out of them, which is crazy. Just crazy. Starting to resemble the Granada run. Well, the difference is I was the aggressor in the Granada run, which made it a lot better for me. Let's just do all the... do I want to spend my admin here? I'll need it for coring. Yes, because I want to make my way towards... no, I will need it for coring, but the sooner I get the tech, the less I have to worry down the line. That's what I'll tell myself. I'm going to re-elect the guy that I have right now to get more admin. I should have this galleon join in, of course. Give you more rather than less. It's not the strongest galleon I've ever seen. But this war with Spain is going to be a real drag because the Spanish have... not a huge amount of heavy fleets, but enough to make me go... with the prospect of fighting them. Where'd all my galleys go? I had a whole bunch of galleys right here. What am I... Oh, right. I sent them over here to raid. And that probably cost me a lot more sailors than I gained from raiding there, but, well. Back you go, please. There could well be a lot of Spain that we have to bother with here. It's going to be 6 wars. And Zulfikar Barak just bought it. Time to peace out with someone, Jake. Nonsense. Alright, the Ottomans saw that as their big chance. So show us how good you are. I need someone pretty fast to get there slick. But I want Hadamir to destroy the Portuguese. But destroying the Ottomans... No, you can take care of that. You can reinforce on that. You can keep this one under lock and key. And that left somebody without defense, right? You're all right there. Okay. Looking forward to that DOW. The size just spreading out and it's rather disgusting. Here we go. Spain has declared war. Spain has brought in their numerous subjects. Fortunately, I should have the upper hand in all of these coastal battles. Because I'm using galleys and he is not. And I'll probably station some more galleys around here just to keep it safe. But until then... Oh, I went in here with no leader. Give them at least Mardi. I don't know where Mardi was. But I think that's my 3 major fleets given good leadership. Okay. Okay, Britain finally want a bit of peace, but after doing all that, the way I see it, I'm not in a hurry to peace out with Britain, and I can just sit on them for a bit and get what I need. I also don't have the 195 admin to core all this stuff either. So I can sit on the Britain and get more out of it. I'm also keeping the guy I have right now, and I'm getting dip out of it. This isn't good. Don't think anyone could try to convince you this is good, but it is what it is. Damn it! I put this fort here so it would be easier to hold both sides. It's backfired, and now this fort will make it harder for me to secure both sides. At least I'm mincing the Ottomans' galleys, but to what end? Oh god, it's all going on. At least they only brought in Malacca, but that's still a lot of them. And what do I have to throw at them here? It's 29 stack, which they could... no, 39 stack, but probably still enough for them to repel. I could go on to Johor and then take out Malacca, and then that would secure me Malacca out of the war, probably. Well, most likely. And with Malacca out of the war, I'd have a lot more freedom, but Ming need to be pieced out because they're drinking up all of my fleet here, and that'll take a year and a half at least. Unless I think the war's going really well. Theologian's Deed. Who else is up for the bar? Prestige is always nice, and he's cheap. And I need to save a bit of money because I don't have enough of it. Never have enough of it. There's something to be said for being gutsy enough to just go on the attack here. My 10 heavies could probably take on their 34 because mine are so much better and could be well led. And getting Malacca out of the war, one could say, is a really good thing to do early on. And they'd be right. But it's not without its risk, especially since I have my transports currently blockading our friend in the Ming. Curiously, how much better off am I if I fully blockade the Ming? Those are heavies. Come get some, you ugly bastard. Do I need a leader? Well, need is a relative term. But I'm only 4 out of 5 leaders and I can do with one more. So let's bring on Killer DJT. We know how to lead on the seas. And that's what galleys versus heavies does on an inland sea. Gets you that heavy that I said I wanted for this fight. That's good. Go back up there, please. That was actually very, very good. Profits for 4 people. Sounds good. How many great powers are out for your blood? Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. No, yes. No, no, no. Alright, so if I were to consider a full blockade on him... okay, it's not completely full, but good enough. Yeah, still not good enough. I could get that peace with the Ottoman. Just depends how much I want peace right now. They'll be back for more, right? And that's not a lot to gain. That's something worth gaining. So it's better to hold out separate peace of the Ming. I shouldn't give in to my desperation to fight all these wars. You might see all these wars and think, oh, you make it. With a cool, calm, and collected head, one can make it. I wonder if these guys have the cojones to attack my galleys. I'm going to put it to chance. The one person I would consider piecing out with him is Manchu, because I don't have a lot to gain from his war. Unfortunately, I've also lost a lot and lost the war goal, so I can't easily peace out with him. But that's okay. Give it 5 years, the whole situation will turn around in my favor. Fairly largely in my favor, I would dare say. People flee to the colonies. Where in the world is Goro Watsits? Fleeing to somewhere that's about to be occupied. I can't really afford to lose all that Diplo power, so I'm going to stop them. Also, I guess my spy network on Piracy is not all that valuable anymore, but hey-ho. It's not an easy situation, but piece by piece we'll make it come together. The British would almost surrender this, the French would not join in said war. The Spanish joined in, but really haven't done anything so far, which is quite nice for me, except I suppose for them landing their units here. On the 31st of March, no less. I don't think I can kick them out in time. No, I can kick them out just in time. And let's use Killer DJ for that. In fact, why don't I use Killer DJ on our hunt enemy fleets? So he hunts enemy fleets in the upper basin, and he's going to attack you. And then hopefully he should keep this all safe. Hopefully, I mean there's no guarantee on that one. But when is there ever? You folks are keeping the Portuguese fleet at bay, but maybe you could get a cheap hit on the Spanish while you're there. The Spanish want Taha. But why? It's so far away from anything you have. Granted, you have Spanish Australia, and I don't think I could force them to give that up to me. It would be pretty nice if I... What was that? City of Maya... Oh, cool. There's a free city. At least I assume that's a free city. No, I think all the Spanish could reasonably give me is all of their money. Well, we do what we must. And I must get the Ming out of this accursed war. It's going to take a year, though. I know that. I get the Ming out. I crush Malacca. I crush Piracy. I piece both of them out. I crush Manchu. I piece him out. Where are you there, Killer DJ? Because it sounds like you're in Loot City. Make it worth my what? Straits of Messina? Please, no, I was privateering that. Killer DJ, your job, should you choose to accept it, is to hunt enemy fleets within the Mediterranean. That cuts into my bottom line. Oh, ooh, I did not expect them to go that far flung. That would be good if they dedicated more troops here, but they barely dedicated any. That said, Piracy is relatively weakened now, but damn, I just gotta hold out. I gotta eat the pain of this, and it will be a bit of pain. Be a considerable bit of pain. The occupations, the loss of money, occasionally the loss of boats and such. Oh, what? Dang, they got me there. I did not expect the Spanish to be invading me here. Goodbye, boats. I was meant to grab land in Vinland there, but I did not. There's a lot of wars I'm in, and, you know, who would have thought people would get so mad at me just taking over all their coastlines? Somebody's asking about ideas. These are the ideas. Maritime, naval, exploration, expansion, and quality. Obviously, I've got the most important quality idea, that is increased durability from my boats. God, this is grim. This is grimmer than playing Monopoly alone. And I've been discovered in Piracy. Let's just cancel that. It's not doing me any favors these days. You're trying to chase these guys, so I'm not sure you're going to chase them fast enough. In fact, I'm quite certain you're not chasing them fast enough. 7 units are on their way to join this one. Why? Tell me why. Where are those 7 heavies that I told to parade around here, actually? Okay, well, they're just doing what they do. I think they think they're meant to meet up, but they never will. Hopefully they never will. Yeah, this looks pretty bad. Probably because it is pretty bad. Also, Italy and Venice have lost their truce with me. there's a big risk there that they also feel that now is the time to come and attack me. And I don't have a good amount of defense set up here for if the Italian